Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to another MapleStory video. It's Monday, which means it's the microwave, where we take a look at the subreddit over the last week, and we just kind of see what's been happening. So if that's not your kind of video, no worries. Head on out, find a different video that you'll enjoy, and for those of you who are staying with us, make sure to like the video. It helps out a lot, and it makes me feel better. And of course, subscribe if you're somebody who watches my videos, comes back, but hasn't subscribed. I get it, but 7K eventually, 10K eventually. Smile face. What do we got going on this week, though? I mean, I vaguely remember some things that were going on. We'll open up this just because it's Grin, and I know who Grin is, and I thought it was fun and cute. I'll open this because I actually found it funny because of all the posts. And I usually don't open up meme threads. The best memes tier list. This doesn't work on old Reddit, and I'm not switching to new Reddit to see this, but there's like a new feature on Reddit that has like active like tier list quote unquote sourcing. It's very for fun type shit, but there are actual results. I think it's somewhere down here. Yeah, here. There's results on the tier list, so we'll take a look at that. And then MapleStory Community is oddly toxic. I mean, that's anything online, truthfully, but yes. Yes. And then this cute little post. I'll open it just because I think it's fun. And then a lot of people are very upset about color prisms, and rightfully so. Color prisms are very expensive and fucking essentially just giga whale bait, but most of the things in this game are just giga whale bait, so I don't know. Obviously would rather it not exist, but that's how it goes. And then I guess this, then I'll open this. Okay. We'll look at the tier list first. So this is the best main tier list results. So basically, tier lists, you can see here, tier list is mainly for fun, blah, blah, blah. Basically, it's a Reddit feature that they added, and you would, like, have quote-unquote battles between certain, like, classes, and that determines, like, the rankings between where each thing was placed, right? But rather than it go off of metrics like total win rate or overall, like, number of battles in its position, it, as you can see here, it's skewed more towards recency. So when the tier list system being new, there are a couple kinks to the system. Namely, the system prioritizes recent battles heavily more than lifetime battles. Solidly S tier class with 1,000 battles might find itself at C tier because its recent string of battles happen to all be lost, as the quirk has been sent to the developers for them to review. So this, basically, the mod just decided to put every class in a table and sort of rank them by their win rate in terms of the quote-unquote battles. So this is like the quote-unquote win rate tier list, which, I don't know, I think it's interesting to see. Number 1 is kind of surprisingly Bishop. Number 2 is Nightwalker, which makes sense given the current state of the game, but I do wonder how this number will drop once the 2-minute update comes out and Nightwalkers become not so de facto good. We'll see. I'm also kind of surprised that Bowmaster is so much higher than, like, a lot of other classes in the game. Especially, like, Lyn. I expected Lyn to be a lot higher. Just because of how strong Lyn is. And another really, like, crazy standout to me is Zero. I mean, I personally, I despise Zero. I hate playing it. I hated playing it for the Legion, and I hated playing it every time I've ever tried to do the story. I just, Zero is not for me. So it's very surprising, given how few zeros you see in the actual game, for Zero to be this high. Like, that's really good stats. Demon Slayer makes sense. Shade, I think Shade and Angelic Buster make kind of a lot of sense too, because these are recently reworked classes that people seem to generally enjoy, because their reworks were typically received well. Buccaneer is always another good class that always gets recommended, so I'm not surprised to see it pretty high up here. Shadower, same deal there. Mercedes. I mean, Mercedes is a class that gets touted as being very strong, so I'm not surprised. But I just think stuff like this is cool. And I mean, obviously, this is not a de facto tier list or anything like that. This is more just like a, I don't know, a popularity contest, really. Wild Hunter being 17%, it is so funny to me. Wild Hunter Blaze Wizard mechanic does not surprise me. I'm kind of surprised Kana's so far down, but Kana has just gotten repeatedly kind of fisted over and over and over and over and over and over and over, so it doesn't surprise me on one hand, but on the other hand, it does kind of surprise me because, I don't know, Kana used to be one of those classes that, I mean, Kishin, do I say more? I need to say more? But I mean, it hasn't been like that for quite some time, so I don't know. I guess it makes sense. Sentiment changes with the times. I mean, really, none of this surprises me. I'm kind of surprised to see Thunderbreaker so low. I thought Thunderbreaker was liked by more people, truthfully. Yeah, I don't know, man. I love stuff like this, so if you're interested, check this out on Reddit. I feel bad for the Serum Elixir main 17% win rate. I don't know. I love stuff like that. And then, of course, this post here, after nearly 10 years of completed a childhood dream goal, finally reached max fame on Chronos. This is Dark Knight Grin. Somebody I used to play the game with way back in the early reboot days. I haven't really talked to him since, but hey. Always good to see him still doing things. I know how shit goes. I'm just happy to see that you're doing well and you're still plugging away, doing stuff that you want to do. Congrats, and I hope you enjoy your gaming, man. You could have just made a 0 and bought it all. Get 999 Legion and 99 floor on Mulong. That's funny. And then this is the meme post that I decided to open because it made me laugh. Hey guys, I created my account this morning. I only played during total lunar eclipses. Haven't spent a cent. Just wanted to share my progress. Because there are a lot of ridiculous posts going around where people are like, you know, the typical, hey, I've only been playing for a year and this is my CP, whatever. Just obvious flexes. Pretty good progress. Nice to see some mid-game players here for once. That shit made me fucking pass away. MapleStory Community is oddly toxic. Before anyone gets out their torches and pitchforks, I just want to say this is completely anecdotal experience I have with the MapleStory community. It's from my own point of view and in no way objective nor factual. I'm a bit of a newer player, only having been playing the game on and off for about a year and a half now, and you know I'm still in the very newbie stages when I only recently hit 7k Legion, and I still occasionally struggle with bosses most others would say are very easy. I really enjoy dressing up my characters in this game in the general gameplay loop. Changing mains is something I do a lot, and I don't plan to stop. With that out of the way, my experience with other MapleStory players generally comes from Discord servers, as well as the randoms in-game. I don't interact with the Reddit subs as much, although I do find a lot of help from various posts on here. However, when it comes to the Discord servers, I'm in multiple servers, such as the official MapleStory Discord, as well as various smaller servers with servers for mains, etc. I find attend people butt heads quite often. This is normal for internet users, but I think in the essence of MapleStory, it's genuinely stupid. A lot of players I've come across are very rude when it comes to what you play and what you don't play. Ugh, Dawn Warrior Hero Nightwalker, yeah, you're not smart enough for this game, heh. There's memes, there's jokes, I get that. But I also see plenty of genuine arguments and insults over class mains. Then there's the fact that a lot of players are impatient as hell. I always tell people I'm not a veteran, I'm certainly not an amazing gamer, but occasionally when I ask a question, I'm met with snarky replies as if I was supposed to know certain things already. If I did, I wouldn't ask. This makes sense if you're asking a silly question like, how do I make a new character? Dumb question exists, yes. However, if a player is asking about a more in-depth mechanic, you're turning them away if you have an attitude about it. This extends to actual gameplay as well. I get it. The game is an absolute grindfest, and things are time-gated in some way, but whether it's myself or other players getting toxic comments because they play wrong or whatever else is just sad to see. I also feel that some people treat this game extremely competitive-like. Not everyone, of course, but a surprising number of people act like this game is life or death. This doesn't affect me on a personal level, but it does leave me not wanting to participate in certain discussions with other players. Am I alone on feeling this way? So, I mean, I'll answer the crux of the question, are you alone on feeling this way? The answer is no, of course you're not. But I do want to say this is not so much a MapleStory specific problem. I mean, certain games definitely have worse communities. I'm not going to say that they don't, but I'm not sure MapleStory's community is any modicum worse than any other game's community, if that makes sense, right? I don't know. I've always found MapleStory to be... I guess it's one of those games... And I mean, again, you could like basically say this about anything in an existence, really. Not even just video game wise, but anything in existence, like any hobby, any whatever. It really depends on the kind of communities that you try to surround yourself with and the people within those communities and how well those communities themselves are moderated or like upkept, right? Like a basic MapleStory Discord or like a more new player coded Discord, obviously you should expect it to be more friendly, more welcoming, and to see it moderated in that sort of way. And for more like endgame things or like more cutting edge specific Discords, for example, like a specific class Discord or whatever, maybe it's a little bit more, you're expected to know a certain level of knowledge, and maybe asking more introductory questions is more frowned upon and likely to get more snarky responses or whatever, especially when these things are typically answered in like the FAQs in the class Discords. But like, I totally understand what where you're coming from, right? And I mean, as a content creator for multiple different video games and just like in general, putting yourself out there on the internet, you're open to a lot of criticism, whether it's deserved or not. And I mean, ultimately, at the end of the day, me specifically, I just make videos because I, one, enjoy doing it, and it's like a routine that I enjoy doing. It's why I've been making a video a day for like the last, I don't know, 3 or 4 years, whatever it is. It's very time-consuming and taxing some days, but it's very therapeutic, and I get a lot from it. And I also do enjoy the small, nice community that I've actually really tried to cultivate. I mean, if somebody leaves a dumbass comment, you don't have to read it, you know what I mean? Like, you can get rid of these people. You don't have to leave the community of people to say whatever the fuck they want to say. You're free to say whatever you want to say, but I'm also free to get rid of the thing that you're saying if I don't like it, because it doesn't cultivate the right community that I want to cultivate. Because I think, and this is completely aside, something that I've always tried to do is, there's a lot of negativity in the world, and I'm definitely not a beacon of happiness myself. In fact, I mean, if we're being very honest with each other, I'm very depressed, I'm very unhappy, and I'm very miserable typically. But I guarantee you that you probably wouldn't know that about me based on how I act or how I talk or how I present myself, because I don't try to bring other people down. I try to bring other people up, you know? And that's just sort of the thing that I've always tried to do. And I understand a lot of people don't think this way, and I get it. It's hard to do, especially when you yourself don't feel good. But I don't know. I've been in an environment where people who are unhappy try to bring you down because they're unhappy themselves, and it's just a never-ending cycle that ends up being gross and not beneficial to anyone, and it's not fun, man. That being said, like I said, I don't know if necessarily it's a MapleStory specific thing. It does exist, though, and it really does suck. And there's no real good way around it aside from trying to specifically target more casual coded gamers or communities, really. And even then, you can't guarantee that you're not going to get these kind of people here and there. It's just the nature of the internet and anonymity on the internet. It's very easy for people to pretend like you are not a person, even though there is a person behind every single one of these letters, every single one of these comments. Each one of these is an individual person. And of course, there's a lot more into it than just that. But I think at the core of it, I think that's really what it is to me. And you can see this comment here. This is somebody explaining like the time investment into the game. And it's like, yeah, you can definitely break it down like this. But I think at the end of the day, the way I look at things is every person on the planet should be given a like basic human decency level, right? And there should be no factors, especially in a video game. It's not life or death. A video game is something extracurricular. It's meant for enjoyment, relaxation. And if you're interacting with other human beings within that, I mean, you would not go to, like, for example, you wouldn't go out to, like, I don't know, like a fucking Chipotle on your lunch break and then get mad if you don't get your order in, like, 15 minutes because you're on a 30-minute break and your time is, like, very important. Like, your time is no more important than any other one person's time, I guess, is the way that I look at it. So getting upset over people, like, quote-unquote, wasting your time because you have so much other shit you have to do, quote-unquote, have to do, I don't know. It just always rubs me the wrong way. I think if you're gonna interact with other human beings, you probably should do it after you have all of the things that you personally want to do out of the way, so time isn't so much of a factor. And it's like, everybody just has their bad days. It is what it is. But I don't know. I feel like part of the reason people have an attitude about doing things the right way is because the game is time-gated and grindy as hell. I mean, I used to get a lot of this, and I still do, because objectively speaking, if you ask these people, I play the game completely wrong. I've run eCalos my whole time. I only just started running eCalling. I just don't like doing party content. Because I don't like the scheduling. I don't like the commitment for scheduling. I'd like being able to have a more flexible and open schedule. And sometimes I just don't feel like doing something on that specific day. It makes it feel more like a job, less like an enjoyment or a relaxation. You know what I mean? It's like, just people have different priorities, and if the game is a higher priority for one person than another person, then you might see things slightly differently. It doesn't mean necessarily that one is right and one is wrong. It just maybe means that different viewpoints exist, and we should be more open to different viewpoints in general. I don't know. Update Chaos Vellum feels impossible. Basically, this is a really cute post. His original post was him struggling with C-Vel on the item burning rewards, and he asked for some help. I mean, here's the original thread. Feeling a bit defeated, etc., can't do it, blah, blah, blah. Get more IED. I mean, just a bunch of nice people getting tips. I mean, obviously you have the couple of assholes who are like, you're shit. But it is what it is. I mean, here, the comment that I specifically remember, I've downvoted it. Yeah, a lot of people did. Don't celebrate yet. You still haven't gotten to challenging bosses. Like, what purpose does this serve? God forbid somebody be happy over a small victory. This is what I mean. Like, just because you're unhappy or you don't think it's achievement or, like, worth talking about doesn't necessarily mean you have to make this known to other people. Let people be happy, man. Especially somebody who's clearly enjoying themselves. Like, somebody who doesn't enjoy the game is not making posts like this. Like, this is fucking sick to see, personally. I love seeing people... Maybe I just like seeing people passionate about things. And this is awesome. I love seeing this. Doesn't matter what it is, video game, hobby, profession, just anything. I love it when people are passionate, and I love it when they talk, man. Love it, love it, love it. Banned out of nowhere, an update. I previously made this post. I guess let me open this post and we'll scan it. Returning player, fresh account, been playing all day, nothing else running on the PC, nothing, just controller and Maple. You got banned for terms of service violation. Finally got a response from Nexon, and the reason he gave me, I used an illegitimate email address per Nexon. My email is hosted on Proton Mail. Well, that's fucking bizarre. Why even let you make an email or an account with that email address if you don't like that email provider? This is one of these things that I believe it, but it just seems weird. I mean, you got refunded, so at least you got that going for you, but that is really, really insane, to be honest. And then SSF. 38 bill, 1 boomed 8 superior earrings, reinforced sup, took my 21 arcane gloves down to 17, boomed my source, boomed my eye patch, boomed my dreamy belt. All in all, I lost combat power in 38 bill. Yep, sounds about right. That's why I like to play the game in a way that is very risk averse. And again, this is another thing that goes back to the other thread that we were looking at, where people will tell you you're playing the game wrong, and people will tell me I'm playing the game wrong, but listen, man. You gotta do the things that make you have the most happiness, especially in games. And it's like, I'm not hurting anybody with how you play. You're not hurting anybody with how you play. Just because people say you gotta push for 22s, doesn't mean you gotta push for 22s. If you're happy being a 21 gamer and being strong, keep at it, man. Doesn't help you since you already boomed all your shit, but it is what it is. You could also just be venting, in which case, you know, go off, king. because star forcing is a definite experience. Anyways, I think that'll be it. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Like the video if you like it, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Thank you to my YouTube members, Remix My Life, I'm Nufu, It's Biscuits, Ender, and Diz, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. I'm gonna go take a walk, maybe go to the park. I don't know. Maybe see if any of my friends want to hang out. Who knows? Bye!